Cypress Fairbanks Independent School District presents the Primary Practices On-Demand Video Collection, which highlights powerful classroom management strategies for primary educators. The first series of videos, Refining the Foundation, focuses on a fundamental framework for planning, teaching, and reinforcing routines and procedures. Like a treasure map, we can use this framework to chart and navigate our journey to a well-run classroom. Just remember to be like a pirate and say, "Arr." The letters AERRR represent the components of effective teaching, especially when it comes to behavior expectations in the classroom. Once we can anticipate from a place of brain-based understanding, it's time to set sail. The next component in our framework is explain. This is when we directly teach or instruct our behavioral expectations. Well-Managed Schools from Boys Town recommends planned teaching for social skills and classroom procedures. We can think of this process in 4 steps. Step 1 is to introduce the skill. Ideally, we will have a hook or an engaging means to enroll the students in the concept before describing it. For instance, when introducing the lineup procedure, we may show images of lines out in the community, such as the line at the grocery store checkout, ticket booth at the movie theater, or even the McDonald's drive-thru. When eliciting student input, students may generate their own examples, such as cars driving on the road. Prompt students to consider what would happen if people didn't do this, and what is helpful about having lines. Step 2 in plan teaching is to describe the appropriate behavior. In this case, it is lining up as a class and should include observable actions of each step in the procedure, such as, with a level 0 voice, gently push in your chair, walk to your spot in line, and face front with hands to your side. It's recommended to incorporate visuals for each of the steps in the procedure to reference often. Step 3 in plan teaching is to give a reason to engage in the behavior. Circle back to how having lines out in the community is helpful and connect it to walking in line at school. Meaningful reasons include benefit to self, benefit to others, and avoiding a negative outcome. Remember, even our youngest learners need meaningful and relevant reasons to engage in specific behaviors. The 4th and final step of plan teaching, practice, crosses over into our next component. Let's check out what it is. Remember, the letters for AERRR represent the components of effective teaching, especially when it comes to behavior expectations. So far in this series, we have introduced anticipate and explain. The next component is rehearse. They say practice makes progress. Repetition and patterns are basic building blocks of all learning. In primary development, it is extremely important to understand that children do not learn through the adult lens of a sit-down activity with peers, but rather through cycles of observation, experimentation, and eventually mastery. Research supports 1 to 4 repetitions for an exceptionally gifted learner, 1 to 10 for average learners, and up to more than 100 for those who struggle with learning. With a procedure like lining up, practice lining up within the classroom, at the cafeteria, and on the playground to increase opportunities for rehearsal. As we rehearse and have authentic opportunities to demonstrate a specific procedure or skill, it is important to acknowledge it. To learn more about specific and effective praise, tune into our final video in the Refining the Foundation series. We encourage you to implement the strategies from this video to enhance your classroom management. Thank you for taking the time to view our professional development on demand.